What's up, y'all? It's your girl Mareesa, aka Egypt Divine. If you don't already know me, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. And if you like this content, you like what I have to say, of course, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell below for all of my updates on my podcast, music, baking, vlogging, whatever it is. I'm pretty much on every platform except for Twitter. So if y'all follow me on Instagram, I definitely follow back. I love to support small businesses and other artists and creators, people like that. So if you have anything to share at all, even if I can just, repost what you have going on or purchase your product, definitely make sure you reach out, DM me, like I said, leave a comment. And I ain't bougie. I'm going to show love back, because I appreciate the love in return. So once again, thank y'all for being here today. My soul honors yours. We're going to go ahead and jump right in. In my last segment, we talked about the creative process and how frustrating it can be for artists when they find this tension, when you're your own worst enemy and you can't move out of your own way. When what you love becomes something that, not something you can't stand, but in the moment, something that you aren't feeling, something that you can't stand, something that you give up on, right? And just not resisting, just going with the flow and just being and just doing, like just act, just be, just do, right? So with that being said, it made me think about what led me to that realization in that moment. And it took for me to go through a lot of shit and to lose a lot of people and friendships and situationships, jobs, relationships with family, whatever type of relationship it is. It took me to go through losing parts of myself to find new parts of myself. So it's funny because it's like a nonstop cycle. Like, okay, you think I figured some shit out. Ooh, all right, I got this novel idea. And, you come to this one level of awareness. You were here. Now you're here at this level of awareness. But you're like, yo, I don't want to stop here. Like, you just want to stop here when you could go all the way here. Like, now I'm not going to stop. So now to get to this level of awareness, now I got to shed this thought process or this friendship or this idea or the way that I speak to myself or my self-limitation, my fear, whatever it is. I just got to go and be and do and shed this shit. And losing people can be hard. Losing things, jobs, you're like, what am I going to do? I'm scrambling. And then when you least expect it, especially if you put the work in, because, stuff doesn't always just pop out of thin air. You gotta put the work in. But when you least expect it, things pick up and they look out. And what you thought was a curse or a disaster in one moment ends up being something that saved you so much heartache, or you don't know, because everything is a domino effect. You don't know what would have happened if you got what you asked for. And sometimes what you ask for or what you want is not what you need, or at least not in that moment, because timing is everything too, right? So going through all of this and losing people that I lost, let's just say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years ago, a year ago, whatever. In those moments, it was extremely hard. I'm like, how am I going to get past this? I'm sad. Like, I'm a Capricorn. I got earth and water placements. How am I going to get past this shit? How am I going to get over this attachment? How am I going to whatever? And once again, it comes back to just doing. I mean, it sucks. It hurts, but you just do. And eventually, you start to shed and things start to align. And as things start to align and you're able to look back at something that is just a memory, because let's think about it, like that's all we have. Like, you can't go back to the past unless you have some video camera or something to show like, oh, this happened on this day. Like, that shit never even existed. It never even happened as far as the world really works. But with that being said, one time, y'all, doobie time. With that being said, you not being able to go back to the past, what you make it into the future, which also doesn't exist until it exists, because the future is right now and the present is right now. Y'all follow me? Right. So, hope I didn't lose y'all on that one. Present and the future are the same thing, in a sense. But speaking on regular terms, once you make it to the future or now and you look back at a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, what you were sweating then don't even bother you now. Now, it's not to say that things don't leave scars on your heart and that you don't go through things, but honestly, if life was perfect, it would be boring. And I hate that anybody has to go through trials and tribulations or struggles or, cancer, death, disaster, whatever. But at the same time, I do believe, and I don't believe many things because I'm a factual thinker, but I do believe that not even that everything happens for a reason, but everything happens for a reason. Like, you can't control anything or anybody but you. And when you go to that zone where you're uncomfortable and you're not in your normal element, you're thrown off, it pushes you into other things. It's like when my basketball coach used to say, yo, whatever don't kill you makes you stronger. It's gonna kill you for a minute, but you ain't die. You alive. You here. So let's keep pushing, right? Do it again. And that's the kind of mindset you have to have with yourself. Like, you have to be gentle with yourself and remind yourself, like, yo, that me is not the me today. But you also have to take responsibility for the things that you do. And a lot of us, most of us are victims of conditioning. It's so hard for us to move out of our own damn way. And, sometimes we hurt others because we're hurt. Sometimes we self-sabotage because we don't think we deserve anything good. Sometimes we need validation and we don't want to be alone. So we just keep people around, even though we know that they're not for us, friendships, jobs, whatever. And, we go through this cycle because we are so conditioned. And, letting go of things goes hand in hand with finding your growth, because what's for you is for you. You don't have to force it. You will never have to force what's for you. The best thing or advice that I could give, and I'm not perfect, I don't ever get up here and tell anybody how to live their life or pretend like I'm perfect or anything. But as I learn, I hope that, I can pass messages along to others, and that, at least it's some either relatable or inspirational content, or you can learn something from me, just like I can sit here and watch other women and men and people talk and, get inspiration or learn things from them. We can all learn from each other or get some inspiration, even if there's something you already know, but you just needed this message. You just needed to hear this shit today, right? So it's going with the flow and practicing non-attachment, remembering that this is an experience, and that what happens in this moment can hurt a lot now, and you shouldn't have to go through hurt and pain. But at the same time, sometimes that's just what you got to go through to get to the next step. And I've been reading a lot of Alan Watts lately. Alan Watts, Deepak, people like that. And they always talk about this non-resistance. And, what's for you will be for you, and a balance of life. So if life was just pleasure, 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 we would be some little punks. You know what I mean? Like, it's unfortunate, like I said, but everything is balance, earth and water. I mean, we're mostly water, but we live on the earth, even though we got to drink water, right? Everything is a balance that got to, go together. And I think we try to find escapism for things. And like I said, I'm an honest person. I have issues with attachment. Once I'm attached to you, I'm attached. And I fundamentally am who I am. But at the same time, I'm wise enough now to realize that the painful situations that I went through for a reason. Either to learn something, to get a karmic lesson, whatever it is, whatever you believe. I've gone through those things for a reason. And I can sit there and dwell, or once again, I can just be and go through the process. So a part of moving out of your own way sometimes, like I said, is setting these new boundaries with things that you're already attached to, or with a person where you already had a certain boundary set and now you have this new boundary and they don't like it. But at the end of the day, that's not really your problem either. Like I said, leveling up requires you to shed so many parts of yourself, and you won't always be able to escape. You're not always going to be able to escape. Sometimes shit stinks and you just got to sit there until that shit dries up and turns into some fucking manure and helps fertilize the damn soil. You know what I'm saying? Make something out of nothing. But I'm just saying, sometimes you got to sit right in the middle of that shit, y'all. You got to just sit in it. Sit in it. Because you right up on it, but you're looking at it from the balcony, so kind of nose blind. You don't really smell it. Nah, you got to go right in the middle. Sit in that shit, okay? Okay? Period. And as you do that, like I said, y'all gotta excuse my house. It's freezing. It's less than 20 degrees, so we got every heater, all the heat, everything on. Anyway, you can't resist it. And it's hard, like I said, to try to enforce new boundaries when you already have attachments and things have already been a certain way. And it's hard to, move out of your own way and not be your own worst enemy. And it's hard to say, I'm willing to give this up, or I'm willing to take this chance. And, not even, I wouldn't even say take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith, but, just do some shit blindly and hope that shit works out. Like, either way, whatever happened is going to happen, right? So my point with this is, all the people that I didn't want to lose, and 9 times out of 10, in a relationship or a friendship, if I lost somebody, I walked away and it still hurt. Because, it could still feel like a loss. You could be the person to walk away, but you still feel hurt behind it. And I've gone through that a lot. So at the time, it felt like, wow, I'm never going to have this again. I'm never going to have that again. I'm never going to have this again. And you know what? I never did have it again, but I had something better, because I came from here to here. And the people that stayed here, that's okay, because that's their timing. And that's what you have to realize. When you make it less personal and you realize, like, okay, this person may have more money than me. This person may have less money than me. This person may be more attractive than me. This person may be whatever. They may be whatever more than you on paper, right? But maybe they don't have the emotional capacity that you do. Maybe they're not as mature as you. Maybe they don't have the giving spirit that you do. There's levels to everything that we do. And it's not a competition or a comparison, but let's just say, like, you're only as good as the company you keep, right? So is it better to be alone or have a couple quality friends rather than 10 or 15 fake friends? To me, absolutely. But do what floats your boat. If that's what makes you happy, then, that's the level that you're at. And like I said, growth is just uncomfortable. Growth is uncomfortable. All the people that I thought, like, yo, I need this person in my life. Oh my God, I can't go on without him. Oh my God, I can't do this. And I'm talking about since I've been dating as a teenager into my 20s, whatever. And now I look back and see that all of these moments have prepared me for everything up until now. And now at 25, I have wisdom, and I've gone through things, and I've lost family members and friends, and I've left jobs, and I've moved, and I've done a little bit of this, and this. And now I'm going into the next chapter to level up. And like I said, that requires a lot of solitude. And you'll see who your friends are. My friends know, I love y'all, but I'm going through some self-reflection, introspection right now. And, I'm here, but I'm here. I'm here. and they know that, and they're cool. You know what I mean? And they won't take it personal. But sometimes it requires that. Even if you don't have anybody to shed, you got a good circle, congrats. That shit is amazing, because in this generation, in this age, it's really hard to find, healed people. I'm not even gonna say bad people, but a lot of us are broken. Right? So no judgment, but it just is what it is. And as you go through these situations that suck and feel terrible, and things like that, you get to a point where not only are you resilient, and you shouldn't have to go through pain, but like I said, it just is what it is. Not only are you resilient, you start to understand the balance of life, and that, with all the pleasure, sometimes comes pain. And I don't mean, being abused or tortured or, anything like that. But, you're gonna have to experience highs and lows in life. I mean, that's just the balance of it all when it comes down to it. And like I said, sometimes that means, let me get my laptop plugged in before it dies on us. Sometimes that means shedding people, and you have to take, like I said, responsibility without being hard on yourself. I don't have to, hate myself or be mad at myself or anything like that. But at the same time, I can say, I really was around people that I knew didn't serve me, and I still chose to be friends with them. So I can't complain about their actions or who they are. You know what I mean? I have to just choose to level up and go into this next level of self. Now, of course, like I said, you got to hold people accountable, but it comes to a point where once you realize, you have a choice to do better. Now, when you don't know better, you can't do better. The rose-colored glasses are on about, a friendship. Say you have a homegirl that you've been friends with since y'all were in kindergarten. And, she's always been a little bit selfish, but you never really saw, like, her narcissistic tendencies. Or, you got a homeboy who's really cool, but the way he's been, moving for the past 5 years has just been like, nah. You don't have to completely abandon people, but, you just got to be like, look, this is where I'm going, and I don't expect you to come with me here, but this attachment, this next level, this next chapter, this is what I need. And, this is not my, like, a contract, but this is my contract. This is what I'm offering you. This is what I have to give. And this is what I'm asking for in return. And, if you can't vibe with this version of me, I understand, but then I'm going to leave this version of us here so I can go and acquire new things. And like I said, so it's a lot of things. It's non-resistance, non-attachment, good company, being real with yourself. And, a lot of us, like I said, are victims. We all are victims of something, but at the same time, responsibility, and realizing that, change is uncomfortable, and that life is going to be uncomfortable. But like Kanye said, yo, we fall down, we get up. We fall down, we get up. Straight up. Straight up. So mind your thoughts. The company that you keep in your head, mind your thoughts. Mind your friends. The company that you are around on a normal. And then, of course, my phone starts ringing and going crazy. I'm still getting all these birthday calls and stuff. But, mind your thoughts, mind your company that you keep, and then mind your activities and your actions. And the best advice I can give you, if you really are somebody like me who's just trying to go through this process and constantly evolving into a better version of me, another version of myself, if you're like me, the best thing that you can do is, make vision boards, or, set goals on your phone, get a bulletin board or a dry erase board, get yourself a journal. My homie Rosie just gave me a nice, really cute journal, and that's going to be my dream journal and my inspiration journal from now on. And sometimes it's just nice to, see things written down. And since I've been on this journey back to solitude, journey back to self, I found a different inner peace. My personality is still fundamentally, the same. I still have the same friends, group, whatever around me. But I'm really tapping in, like I said, and I'm checking myself and holding myself accountable and going with the flow, like I said, and minding the things I think and I say and trying to take better care of my health because nobody got you like you at the end of the day. And, don't let anybody else stand in your way, but also don't stand in your own way. Straight up. Like, even if it's just on some everyday stuff, even if you're not somebody who's out here creating, you just want to enjoy life, you just like nice things. Like, don't stand in your own way. Don't stand in your own self-doubt. Don't let a bunch of leeches or negative people bring you down because you're too scared to step into the next thing. Think about a time that you thought the world was ending because you went through something. A family member passed away. You broke up with your girlfriend or boyfriend. You had a fight with your best friend. You were homeless or went to prison. Think about a time that you never thought you were going to get out of that situation. And now think to where you are today and how far you've come. That is enough for you to keep pushing and to stay motivated and to love yourself enough to say, yo, I want to be around other people. I love other people, but I come first. My boundaries come first. I'm allowed to change. I'm allowed to change. People are allowed to change. I have a choice. I'm in control of myself. I'm in control of me. Like I said, you can't control anybody else. I can't control you. I can't control him. I can't control her. Jane Doe, John Doe, nothing. But I'm in control of myself. And I have a choice now that I'm aware of whatever, in general. Now that I'm aware, I have a choice to move in, I'm not even going to say a better way, but a more beneficial way, or in a way that's more suited and tailored to the goals that I have for myself. Life doesn't come with a manual. Life doesn't come with a manual, instructions, anything. You're just born, you're here, and you got to figure it out. So, when it comes down to it, as long as you're not out here doing anything like super crazy that you're going to go to jail for, or you know what I mean? Like something that's crazy illegal, or you're not a serial killer, whatever. Like, do whatever it is that you do and live your life because you're not harming anybody. You know what I mean? So that was my rant for today. Like I said, just in 2022, mind your company and mind your thoughts. Believe in yourself. Make sure that you're surrounding yourself around people who want to see you win, who uplift you. Make sure that you're uplifting yourself and that you're uplifting others. And as you take this journey to self, just remember, like, this shit ain't always going to be peaches and daisies and yoga and crystals like everybody always tries to say it is. You're going to go through lows and downs, and you're going to wonder and worry and go through pain. But everything is going to lead you to the next moment. And you have full control of yourself. So always make good decisions. Pay attention to red flags. Look within. Do your craft, your business, your outlet, your workouts, go to work, whatever it is, be it, a good daughter, wife, husband, whatever it is that your goal is. Set your goals and then make sure you achieve them. Follow up with yourself. Nobody's going to do this shit for you. Nobody is going to do this shit for you but you. So with that being said, like I said, that was my rant for today. I hope y'all kept up with all of that, and I hope this resonates with a lot of y'all. I hope this was, the message that you needed to hear. Sometimes we just need a little bit of confirmation from the universe to know, like, things are going to be okay, and that, things are on the up and up. If you like this content, make sure you like, share, subscribe, leave a comment. And once again, you can find me on Anchor, Spotify, Instagram, YouTube, SoundCloud, wherever you find me. I'll always meet y'all there. Peace.